Namaste. Hi everyone. I am Bir Mans Baitha, the head teacher of Sri Adhunik Rashtriya Secondary School, Hetauda 4, Makbanpur, Province Bagmati. There are 2,600 students in our school now. Our school is running in both languages, English and Nepali. Our school is completely government and community school. Due to COVID-19, we have not been able to conduct direct classes or face-to-face classes. Therefore, we are using different alternative teaching process like television, radio, Zoom classes. In this way, we are going to present our teaching process by television. Let's watch. I hope that the related students and other stakeholders will take advantage from it. We are always waiting for feedback and advices. Thank you. Let's watch. Okay, dear student, Namaste. Before it, we were studying about the variation of the value of G due to some cases. In previous period, we have completed one of the terms related with the acceleration due to gravity, variation of G due to shape of the earth. Now, the second term, variation of G due to altitude. It means height. What happens when we go in upward, from above the earth's surface? What will happen with the value of small g? Now I am going to explain by using the figure and the formula. See here, please. Listen carefully and try to understand. Suppose that this is the earth and this is center, this is radius, and I want to find the value of small g here. It means this is the height from earth's surface to this place, h. Mass of the earth is capital M. Now, at surface of the earth, we know that G equal to Gm by R square. This is the first equation. We have already studied. Now, at height, acceleration due to gravity equal to Gm by, we write here R plus H, because R from center of the earth to this place, R plus H, so we write R plus H whole square. This is the second equation. Please remember, if the capital G, capital M and R and H, these terms are given to you to find acceleration due to gravity, you can easily find the value of this small g above the earth's surface by using this formula. But sometimes the value of capital G and capital M are not given to you. At that time, which formula do you use to find the acceleration due to gravity at height or altitude? See here. This is the first equation. This is the value of acceleration due to gravity on the earth's surface. This is the acceleration due to gravity at height from the earth's surface. Now, dividing first equation by second equation. Dividing first equation by second equation. First equation by second equation. First equation, G by G dash equal to Gm by R square divide Gm by whole square of R plus H, or G by G dash equal to Gm by R square into R plus H whole square by R square. No, R plus H whole square by Gm, sorry, Gm. This capital Gm and M cancel by this one, or G by G dash equal to R plus H by R whole square. Therefore, see here please, in this, after this one, G equal to R plus H by R whole square into G dash. You can use this formula to find this G or this G dash. This G indicates the acceleration due to gravity at the surface of the earth. This G dash indicates the acceleration due to gravity above the earth's surface. By using this formula, if we don't have the value of capital G and capital M, although you should find the value of a small g by using this formula. You can write in this other way also. If you want to find directly this one, G dash equal to, we get here G into R by R plus H whole square. By using this formula, we can write directly this formula also, or you can write also this one by using the binomial expression, G dash equal to G into 1 minus 2H by R. That is the binomial expression. It is only for the higher equation 11 and 12. So, you should write this formula. If capital G and capital G, capital M, R and H are given, you should use this formula to find the acceleration due to gravity above Earth's surface. If capital G and capital M are not given, but we have value of a small g on the Earth's surface and radius and height above Earth's surface, we can use this formula to find the acceleration due to gravity above the Earth's surface. It means, if by using this formula, it means if we go up or above Earth's surface, variation of g occurs there. It means acceleration due to gravity is the inversely proportional to the radius of the earth. So, radius of the earth or distance from center from the earth is increased. So, acceleration due to gravity decreased above the earth's surface. It means acceleration due to gravity is also variable when we go above the earth's surface, or acceleration due to gravity decreased when we go above the earth's surface. Now, the third variation I am going to show, it is not given in your textbook, but it must be studied. So, please watch carefully and copy in your notebook for remember, for your examination and for your higher education. Now, the third variation, before it we have studied the two variations. One, the variation of g due to shape of the earth surface. Now, second, variation of the g due to altitude, and the third variation I am going to teach you, third variation of g due to depth. Due to depth. Due to depth. It means what will happen when we go inside the earth's surface. Inside the earth's surface. What will be happen to the value of small g. It is not given in your book. Please watch carefully. See here. Suppose that this is the earth. This is the radius of the earth. This is the radius of the earth. But we have to find the value of g here, small g here. It means this is the depth from the earth surface. This is depth from the earth surface. Suppose that depth of earth surface is x and this is complete radius of the earth. It means radius of the earth from center to this depth is r minus x. Mass of the earth is capital M. See here please. We know that acceleration due to gravity at earth surface g equal to gm by r square. The other way, acceleration due to gravity in depth below earth surface. G dash equal to G m1 by r minus x whole square. Dear students, please try to understand why did I write here m1 although here is capital M? Because this m indicates the complete mass of the earth. But this m1 indicate the mass of this portion of the earth only. So we can't write capital M for mass of this part of the earth. So I wrote here m1 and r square is here I have written, but here I have written r minus x whole square. Why? Because this r indicates the complete radius of the earth, but radius of this part of the earth is only r minus x, because this is complete and this is value of x of the depth. When we subtract x from the r, we get the radius of the earth for this part of the earth. So I wrote here g equal to gm by r square. For here g dash equal to g m1 by r minus x whole square. Now by keeping the value of or by dividing the, we can write in this way, not the keeping but dividing the second equation by first equation. See here please, g dash by this one equal to g m1 by r minus x whole square divide gm by r square. Please see carefully. I am using the calculation by the mathematical terms. G dash by g equal to g m1 by r minus x whole square divide gm by r square according to this one. Now Now, or G1 or G dash by G equal to Gm1 by R minus X whole square into R square by Gm. This capital G cancel by this capital G, or G dash by G equal to, now using the formula of density for the mass, we get here V1 into rho by R minus X whole square. Please see carefully. This V1 is the volume for this part of the earth, and this is the density of the earth, into R square by, for this one, for the whole mass of the body of the earth, V into rho. This rho cancel by this rho, because density of the earth are constant anywhere. Now, I hope that you have copied this one, so I am going to clean this side of the equation. Please see carefully and try to understand. It is not given in your textbook. See here, after this one, now our G dash by G equal to, if we use the volume of a sphere, we get here 4 by 3 pi r cube. R cube means radius of the earth is r minus x here. So, I write here r minus x whole cube by r minus x whole square into r square by, for this volume, 4 by 3 pi r cube, or G dash by G equal to this 4 by 3 pi cancel by this 4 by 3 pi. We get here only, there are 3 number of r minus x here, there are 2, so we get here r minus x only, and here only r. Now, try to understand, please watch carefully and copy in your notebook. Or G1 or G dash equal to G into R by R minus X by R. Therefore, G dash equal to G into 1 minus X by R. This is the formula to find the acceleration due to gravity below the earth's surface, where this G dash indicates the acceleration due to gravity inside the earth. This small g indicates the acceleration due to gravity at earth's surface, and x is the depth, and this r indicates the radius of the earth. By using this formula, you can easily find the acceleration due to gravity inside the earth's surface. It means this formula indicates that if we go inside the earth or below the earth's surface, the value of a small g be decreased. Why? Question may be asked. Why the value of a small g becomes less in the minds than the earth's surface? By using this formula, we can answer that questions, because this equation indicates that the value of this small g less than the value of this one. And in other way, we can say here, we know that g equal to gm by r square. This r becomes less. In this way, value of g must be increased, but this may also decrease, because acceleration due to gravity is directly proportional to the mass of the planet or the earth. So here this not complete mass of the earth effect the acceleration due to gravity here. So due to less mass of the earth here, the acceleration due to gravity becomes less. It means if we go inside the earth's surface, value of a small g be decreased. We have studied here three terms related with acceleration due to gravity or variation of g. Number one, according to shape of the earth. Number two, according to height above the earth's surface. Number three, according to depth below earth's surface. Now, in other terms also, but it is not for use for you. The acceleration due to gravity may be variable due to rotation of the earth also, but we don't study here. It is only for the higher education. I hope that you have completed these terms related with gravity, gravitation and acceleration due to gravity. It helps you in higher education, it helps you in your examination. So please write in your notebook for remember and study at your home and study in your classroom. I hope that you are feeling that you are sitting in your classroom, because this is our normal classroom. This is not the studio. This is normal classroom of our school. Thank you very much. Namaste, dear students. Before this topic, we have already completed some terms from this chapter force. Gravity, gravitation, acceleration due to gravity, variation of g in different conditions and so on. Now, the remaining topic from this chapter are free fall and weightlessness. Today, I am going to describe about the free fall and weightlessness. Please listen carefully and watch carefully. And for remember, you should copy in your notebook also. Okay, thank you. Now, free fall. We know that when we throw something in upward direction, after some time the body falls toward the center of the earth. But when the lack of atmosphere, lack of air, the body falls at the rate of acceleration due to gravity. But we know that the earth surrounding by the air. It means when the body falls from upward to downward, air resists the body in upward direction. At that time, the body doesn't fall freely. Then what is free fall? It means we can define it easily. When the body falls without any resistance or without any obstacle, is known as free fall. It means on the earth's surface, the free fall doesn't occur. But on the moon surface, when the body falls, free fall occurs there, because we know that there is no atmosphere on the moon surface. So free fall, we can say in two types of definition of free fall. Number one, the body falls without any resistance or without any obstacle, that is called free fall. In other way, if the body falls at the rate of acceleration due to gravity, is known as free fall. Okay. Now the next term, weightlessness. Weightlessness. What is weightlessness? This is not the offline class. This is not the 2A class. If we present in 2A class in our general class of science, we discuss about the weightlessness, free fall and other words. But this is one-way class. This is the alternative teaching process. So I am only explain about the weightlessness. Weightlessness. It means if the weight of the body becomes 0, if the body doesn't have weight, that is called weightlessness. Then how can you define the weightlessness? In different way. If the weight of the body is 0, that is called weightlessness. If the body falls freely, at that time weight of the body becomes 0, that is called weightlessness. Now, how does the weightlessness appear? I am going to explain about the different conditions for the weightlessness. Please see here carefully and try to understand, and if you need, you should copy in your notebook. I am going to describe about the weight or weightlessness by drawing some figure. Please see here, one of the figure is this one. Please see here, there are 4 pictures. I have drawn here the 4 pictures. This picture shows that one of the spring is hanged or it is in a stable condition. A stable condition. This figure shows that this is going up. This figure shows that going down. This figure shows that going down but in free fall condition. Going down with free fall. Now see, dear students, what happens here in these conditions? In a stable condition, if you want to find the weight of the body, we should write like this one. In this condition, body is stable. It is hanged by the spring balance. If you want to find the W or W equal to mg. The body is stable, so the body doesn't have any oscillation. Oscillation of this body is 0. So here A equal to 0. This is the actual weight of the body. When the body is stable, it is hanged by the spring balance. At that time, a spring balance shows the actual weight of the body. If the body is going up with the oscillation, suppose that at that time W minus mg equal to ma. In this time, this A is less than this G or more than G. It doesn't have the value, it doesn't is 0. In this time, A is something, A is given here something. At that time, W equal to ma plus mg, therefore W equal to m into A plus G. It means this time the spring shows the weight of the body more than the actual weight. Apparent weight of the body more than its actual weight. When the body goes up, goes up direction, at that time the weight of the body becomes more than the actual weight. Now, this is the third condition, going down but with oscillation. In this condition, we should write mg minus w equal to ma, or mg minus ma equal to w, or w equal to m into g minus a. In this time, this g indicates the acceleration due to gravity, but the body falls, but it does not free fall. So, it has some oscillation. At that time, the weight of the body becomes less than the actual weight. And the last condition, when the body falls freely, in this condition, mg minus w equal to ma. In this condition, if the mg minus ma or w equal to m g minus a, in free fall condition, value of g equal to a. So, we get w equal to m into 0, therefore, w equal to 0. It means when the body falls freely, at that time weight of the body becomes 0, that is called weightlessness. There are four conditions. When the body is stable, it shows the actual weight of the body. When the body rises up or going up, in this condition, weight of the body becomes more than the weight of its actual weight. When the body going down with some oscillation, at that time weight of the body becomes less than its actual weight. And when the body going down or coming down with free fall, at that time weight of the body becomes 0, that is weightlessness. I hope that you have understood that, and you should copy it in your notebook for remember and for practice. Now, I am going to explain one of the experiment theoretically. It is given in your textbook. Generally, we are teaching according to our content, according to CDC, Curriculum Development Center. One of the coin and feather experiment. One of the large test tube is here. And other test tube is here. See here, there are two test tube. One, this test tube A, contains air inside the, and when we keep here two things, coin and feather. Coin and feather, and invert the test tube. When we observe it, we get there coin falls faster than the feather. Why? Because it is filled with air and air resists the feather, so coin falls faster than feather. In this condition, when we invert here, we get like this one, like this one. Coin falls faster than feather. But when we remove the air from inside by using the vacuum pump, and when we keep coin and feather in this condition, both falls together. Both falls together. What does it mean? If there is no any type of resistance, at that time acceleration due to gravity is equal for all bodies. In this condition, it is filled with air, air resists the feather, so feather comes slowly, but coin comes faster. But in this condition, when we remove air with the help of vacuum pump, and when we invert the tube, both coin and feather fall together. So we can say that the conclusion of this experiment, if there is no any type of resistance, acceleration due to gravity for all bodies is same. Acceleration due to gravity doesn't affected by the large or small mass. Okay, dear students. Now I am going to explain about the other small topic related with this lesson, that is, we have already studied in previous period, a small body falls on the earth's surface, but satellite, artificial satellite or natural satellite don't fall on the earth's surface. Why? Please watch carefully and understand. This is the earth. Suppose that from here satellite is projected from here by giving the escape velocity, and if the escape velocity is less, it falls on the surface, earth surface here. But if the escape velocity is more, at that time the satellite falls like this one and move around the sun, because due to a spherical shape of the earth, the satellite falls every time and moves around the planet or the earth. Why? There are two causes. One of the, due to force of gravity of the earth, one of the force, that is centripetal force, acted toward the earth, and one of the escape velocity toward the other way. Due to both centripetal force and escape velocity, the satellite or the artificial satellite or the moon forms orbit, and in that orbit every satellite and moon moves around the earth. In this way all planets moves around the sun, because due to centripetal force the planet doesn't go far from the gravitational field of the sun, and due to its escape velocity it forms orbit, and on that orbit all planets move around the sun. In this way all stars including sun moves around the galactic center. In this way all galaxy moves around the center of the universe. So centripetal force and escape velocity make it move around the planet or the star. It means if the escape velocity becomes less, at that time the satellite or any body maybe falls on the earth's surface. So every planet has its escape velocity. By using the formula of escape velocity, the scientists throw the satellite in the universe. Okay, dear children, dear students, in this chapter we have already completed different topics like gravity, gravitation, acceleration due to gravity, variation of G in different conditions, weightlessness, free fall, why the small body falls on the earth's surface, why the satellite or moon moves around the earth, why the planets move around the sun. I hope that you all understood very well about this chapter. Now you can easily get good marks, and the topic which I have taught here, it helps you in the higher education. Thank you. Namaste.